Okay, we are live, everyone. How are you guys doing? It's me, Dr. Ivie Okundaye Appiah. Happy Sunday. How's everybody? Okay. I'm just going to give us a few minutes just to go ahead and get started soon. Oh, hey, Ash Badge. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're doing okay. Happy Sunday. Boy, okay, guys, it's my first time going live, so just bear with me. I'm just going to give us a few minutes to go ahead and get started. But you know what? This is our platform, it's our time to really just have a better understanding of everything relating to coronavirus, the vaccines. So there were some questions that came up last week. They happen all the time for me, but in particular with Monica's All About the Tea show, I definitely want to be able to answer some of the top questions. Um, and be a resource for you guys. Now, remember, really my goal, let me just tell you a little bit about me while we're getting started. Really, my goal is to really uplift and educate ourselves. My background, I'm in internal medicine, so I deal with adults on a whole host of issues. And then I also did further training in nephrology for kidney disease. So I deal with all things relating to kidney problems and also relating to dialysis, okay? So as part of the pandemic, I really wanted to be able to be a resource for our people, our community. Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And honestly, I think as if we elevate ourselves, so too our health will also elevate. And there's a lot of misconceptions going on relating to the vaccine. So let's just tackle them one by one. And I suspect there'll be more videos, okay? Okay, so let me just get my screen set up here, just a minute. Hopefully you guys can actually see that. Okay. So coronavirus update, top questions answered. Okay. These people are coming from my Instagram. Okay. Okay, good. Thanks, Ash Bash. I'm new to this whole system, so just bear with me. Okay, so I think we've waited enough time, and you guys can always catch this on the playback. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, again, welcome back to my platform. My name is Dr. Ivie Okundaye Appiah. I'm in internal medicine and nephrology, and really this is our platform to really uplift our people, in particular Black people, Black women. And there were so many misconceptions relating to the coronavirus and the vaccine, so let's just go ahead and get started. Okay. So a couple of things. So I got this question a lot, like what actually is a vaccine and what is the goal of vaccination? So all of this information can be, is going to be cited, so you guys can look up all of this information yourself. But I looked up the definition of a vaccine according to the CDC, and this is what they said. So it's basically any sort of product that helps to boost a person's immune system. And the goal of this immune system is to really protect against a specific disease, okay? And you guys are probably familiar with so many sorts of vaccines. You know, some of you have children or have gotten them while you were in childhood because it's required for school. But these are oftentimes administered through needle injections, but there are also some variations where it can be sprayed into the mouth, and it can also be administered by mouth or by nose. But really, these are products that help to build the immune system with the goal of protecting that person from a specific disease, okay? And so that begs the question, what is immunity? Again, I use the definition according to the CDC, and immunity is just protection. It's protection from a specific infectious disease. And what it is that, remember, if you are immune to a disease, you can be exposed to that disease, but not actually become infected. So even if it comes into your environment, what happens is if you're vaccinated, we want that vaccination or hope that vaccination builds your immune system so that when you actually encounter that disease in your environment, you're ready, you're protected, you've built that strength. I hope that makes sense. Now, one common question is, okay, why can't you just build your immunity from the world around you? Why do you actually need a vaccine? Here's the thing. The vaccination is supposed to help preempt or help your body fight it because it's already fought it before through the vaccination. A vaccine is not the actual disease. That's another common question. Does the vaccine actually give you COVID-19? No, because it's not a virus. What it is a product that helps to mimic some of the properties of the virus so that when you encounter the real virus in real life, your body is primed, prepared, and ready to fight. So that's really the crux of this issue is, what's actually in the vaccine and how does it really work? These vaccines are to help protect your body from that particular infectious disease. In this case, of course, the biggest issue during this pandemic is the coronavirus. And what we want to be able to do is to build your immune system to be nice and strong so that when you do encounter it in your environment, your body's ready, primed to go. And it reduces the risk of you actually getting infected and also reduces the risk of the severity of the infection. The severity. You guys may have heard that people can still get the flu from even after getting a flu vaccine. Yes, it happens, but it's been studied. It actually helps to make it less severe because your body's already primed, okay? So common question, does it 100% protect you from getting the virus? No, vaccines does not provide 100% protection. However, it does reduce the likelihood of you getting it and also you getting a severe disease, okay? And you guys know in particular for our people, especially Black people, we are dying at disproportionate rates compared to people of other groups. So seeing that what's been going on all over the world and in the country, we know for a fact that Black people are dying, but Black people are dying at higher rates. So we know this information, and so I do recommend and do encourage others to get the vaccine. I don't get any personal benefit. My checks don't increase because of it, okay? But this is something I recommend for myself, my family, my grandparents, my patients, and our people. It's just, there's so much at stake, okay? So I hope I've gotten those points down. Let me see if there are any questions so far. Oh, thanks, Ashbash. Lindsay, hi, Lindsay Bree. Dr. Stojanovic. Wait, you told me how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Stojanovic. That's what it is. I got nervous. We're gonna have to talk offline. So I hope this is clear. I'm gonna move on. Any questions, just let me know or type it in the chat, okay? Okay, so next important topic. What are the side effects of these vaccines? Excellent question. And the truth is, it's common to have side effects and it's common to have no side effects. So anything that you put into your body is going to respond to it in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes you don't even feel any different. But it is normal to have mild or moderate symptoms. And what are the most common symptoms? This has also been outlined from the World Health Organization. You guys are free to look it up. And also, you can look up the vaccine trials as well and see specifically what the most common ones are for each specific vaccine. But in general, most common reported effects or symptoms are injection site pain. So, wherever they give the injection, having some pain there for a couple of days. You can have a low-grade fever, muscle aches, and chills. Now, remember, this is actually expected and common, okay? And can last for a few days, like up to, it can last, it depends on how your body responds, but it can last for several days, 3 days, for example, okay? Now, and that tells me that the body is reacting to it, that the body is actually trying to build its immune system, okay? Just like if you encounter a virus in real life, what happens is sometimes the immune system revs up and tries to fight that infection inside the body. And what happens is that the body can actually raise its temperature, so you may have a low-grade fever, you might feel off, you might have, a little bit of tiredness. So that's the body saying, hey, let's get this foreign infection out of the body. So what the vaccine does is hopes to capitalize on the same thing by taking advantage of the immune system, and those are some of the effects that you can see. So again, it's normal to have no symptoms, and it's normal and expected to have some mild to moderate symptoms lasting for a few days. And so for the majority of people, it's well tolerated with, if any side effects, mild to moderate side effects. Now, I mentioned this rare but extremely important complication that's been reported, which is a condition called anaphylaxis. And many of you guys have probably heard about it. Remember, anaphylaxis is a condition in the body. It's a severe allergic reaction that can happen. You've seen that probably among people who have bee stings, peanut allergies. These are people who may have to hold something called an EpiPen, okay, because it helps reverse some of the effects. But anaphylaxis has been reported, but rare. The majority of the anaphylaxis cases that were reported with a specific vaccine took place within a certain time frame, around the 15-minute mark. And so that's why when you're getting the vaccines, you probably have seen that, hey, let's observe you for about 15 minutes after the injection. That is where this is coming from, is that report of anaphylaxis. Again, it's been reported, but rare. By and large, most people do well. Now, on All About the Tea, it was certainly mentioned, oh, okay, well, there are places that have the vaccine that were halted. And, I'll get into that. So, what happens if there's a severe reaction? Again, number one, it's rare. Number two, I'm reassured that at least these things are being monitored. Okay, anything on this scale or this magnitude in this public health crisis needs to be monitored and reported. So yes, unfortunately, there have been some sites where the vaccines had to be stopped, like could not be administered because of things going on, reports of severe reactions. And that tells me that it is being monitored and we should move forward. But know that these things can happen. It's rare, but it's being monitored. And at least it's being monitored is what I can say. And these are our initial understanding of the vaccine. Okay, so that tells me that we should move forward. And so again, by and large, it is well tolerated for the majority of people. All right, let me see what you guys have to say about that. Okay. Okay, Dr. Melanie. So what do you think is the cause of the increase in young people currently getting COVID-19? New variant mutation. I know it's just speculation, but curious. Sorry, I think I muted myself. Sorry. So Dr. Melanie, that's a very good question. Oh, okay, I think I'm back. Sorry. So that's a very good question. I think part of it is people are getting a little bit more lax in terms of being around other people. Look, it's basically spring break or right after spring break. People are tired. I think there's increased exposure, number one, especially because vaccinations are being deployed. I think sometimes people are a little bit more lax. And then yes, this variant mutation is a real consideration, but that's being studied. So I don't know to what extent this is contributing. But that's the situation. That's the concern. It's like we need to do these studies, so no one can definitively answer that question. But it's hard. There's how many waves of this virus going on, and then just overall travel, and it's hard. It's very hard. Okay, so let me move on to the next topic. Okay. Let me increase or maximize my screen. So this question broke my heart. Are there differences in the vaccine in Black versus white neighborhoods? Oh my gosh. There is no difference in the quality of these vaccines in Black versus white neighborhoods. This broke my heart. But at the same time, I honestly do understand where this is coming from because we have such a beleaguered history in this country as it relates to race and health issues. Everybody knows about the Tuskegee Institute, the Henrietta Lacks story. Of course, as an African American and an African American woman, these are issues that I'm definitely sensitive about, and it's extremely important. But people say, well, how do you know? How do you know? Here's the thing. This vaccine has gone through too many people to be, for anything to be done not ethically. Okay, so when we're talking about design, production, development of the actual vaccine, marketing even, testing, the development of the trials, it just has gone through too many hands and Black people's hands for this to actually take place. It's just no. First of all, physicians and scientists, we do take an oath. That doesn't mean people are perfect, but that is so unethical and just could not happen. And then also it's not possible, and it's just not possible. Now, I'm not naive to say that racism doesn't play a role in Black health. Absolutely, it does. Please go back and check my channel. You guys can see all the different videos where I'm encouraging Black people to get into healthcare and medicine, specifically as physicians. But why women should get into medicine. I do think we need more people at the table and important positions in healthcare, absolutely. So I'm not naive to that fact, and this is something I grapple with on a daily basis. The second thing I want to just mention here is that, look, healthcare and medicine is now, I think, being understood as also an issue for social justice. Okay, we've talked about this ad nauseum. It's been mentioned on All About the Tea. I've mentioned it on my channel. race and racism is a public health crisis. Racism is a public health crisis, and I think the issue is that race is a risk factor. Racism is a risk factor rather than race in and of itself. The body, when we're under stress and under attack, it's pumping cortisol. It has an effect on your body in some way. It's not just about, if you have a doctor or if you have the appropriate medications. Absolutely not. So I say all of this to say, look, guys, our people, in particular Black people, we're dying of this disease. We have more waves, more coronavirus coming, and it's not to scare you, but I'm just saying we have information up until this point. We have this option, the vaccine, and I think we should absolutely take it. There is no difference between the vaccine in Black versus white neighborhoods. They're not injecting genetic material to change our DNA. No. No. Physiologically, no. And that's just not true. It's something that breaks my heart that we sometimes have these trust issues exist, but they do exist for a reason, and I just have to be real about that, and we all have to be real about that. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Melanie. Good point. And most kids are back in school in person. Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to try and offer some reassurance that, the vaccines are generally safe, well tolerated, they're at least studied. And if there are side effects, we're studying them. And if there are severe side effects, we're studying them and can appropriately triage to the next situation, like the emergency room, okay? So there are built-in systems in place to keep us safe, okay? The next question was, let me maximize this again. Is COVID-19 vaccination safe during pregnancy? And I didn't know the answer previously. I suspected, and I had some colloquial understanding, but I wanted to be able to cite a specific source. So yes, generally yes, it is well tolerated during pregnancy and even actually during breastfeeding, after delivery. But again, discuss with your doctor because each person is different, and I recommend that in general. But I encourage you guys to take a look at this particular article that was published in the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology. This is actually a Harvard group that showed, yes, that vaccination was effective in building the immune system among pregnant women, as well as lactating or breastfeeding women. And this immune system generation was similar to non-pregnant women. And there's a lot of science there, but please go ahead and feel free to go ahead and take a look at the article itself. So yes, it is well tolerated also during pregnancy as well. Okay, good. I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear. Okay, so I will just go ahead and wrap up and end by saying my final thoughts that, in general, the goal of vaccination is protection from illness. What the vaccines do is helps to prime your immune system so that when it encounters this, virus or infection in real life, you're good to go and helps to protect your body. Not only does it help to protect your body, but also the severity of the illness, so making it easier. So the thought is that you're less likely to have a severe illness and less likely to die. And again, this is a personal choice. It's not for everybody. Again, remember, I had mentioned that there are caveats. I do think for most people, I generally would recommend it. However, in those who've had prior history of anaphylaxis, discuss with your doctor whether or not you would like to take the vaccine or if you're a good candidate. And then there were other conditions that were mentioned previously. For example, thyroid disease, lupus. Remember, there are good days and bad days with each of these kinds of conditions. And I would discuss with your doctor. I don't think I would necessarily go ahead and give those vaccines during a flare-up of those diseases, like a lupus flare, i.e. a bad day, or, when the thyroid disease is out of whack, just because, the body is a little bit delicate during these times. So again, discuss with your doctor, it's your choice. And my goal is really just to give you the information so that you can make an informed decision. My recommendation in general is for us to get the vaccine, protect ourselves, but it's something that you have to discuss with your doctor, okay? So I hope this has been helpful. I know there have been a lot more questions in the past, about these topics, but I definitely want to be a resource for you. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're watching, again, on YouTube here on our platform, it's Ivie Okundaye Appiah MD. And then definitely follow me on my Instagram at Dr. Ivie OA. And I'm also on Twitter, but definitely follow me on my Instagram. And tell me what you guys want to hear about. I'm here for us, and really remember that health is wealth, okay? So with that being said, let me take this off. Okay. Let me know what you guys think. Are you wanting me to do more? What topics you want to hear about? Just let me know, okay? Otherwise, I'll get off here. All right, thanks to everyone who joined me on my live. Make sure to just share this with other people or others who may have questions, okay? It's been a pleasure. Thanks for bearing with me. This was my first live, but we'll catch up with you soon. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, all right? Oh, and I should mention, we're at about 500 followers, and I really want to grow this platform. So please, please, please get the word out, okay? And it's really it's our platform. It's for us, all right? All right, thank you guys. Take care. Bye.